Officer gives new mom a note, dad makes sure it goes viral. Brian Cadigan is a father of two lovely daughters, Courtney and Rachel. Courtney had darker hair, and Rachel's hair was a little redder. Both girls were the best of friends. Brian could not be any prouder to have them as his children. The girls adored their father and loved him very much. As young kids, they would spend lots of time outdoors with their family and relatives. The girls had a great childhood. They both loved spending time with friends. Their dad Brian would keep memories by taking photos of them to remember how young and innocent they were. Pretty soon the girls were off to their proms and parties. They weren't so little anymore. It would just be about time when the girls would have to lead their own lives. After graduating from high school, Courtney had started dating and had a boyfriend. Pretty soon, grown-up children move out. But then, something changed with her situation. She lived with her dad as she was going to need someone to help her out in the most important next phase of her life. That year, Courtney finds an unexpected surprise. She and her boyfriend were about to get the biggest news of their lives. They were to expect a bundle of joy in 7 months. They couldn't be more ecstatic. Unfortunately, the father of Courtney's daughter and her were no longer together, which meant she would be raising this little girl as a single mom. Her family, especially her father Brian, vowed to be by her side the entire time. Courtney had been working as a waitress at a local for several years now. The Lamp Post at New Jersey was a busy establishment and she worked as a regular for years now. Waitresses in restaurants actually make a lot just by tips alone. She enjoyed working there and was always ready with a smile on her face to all patrons walking in. She already had planned to have her daughter, raise her, make some money, and then eventually enroll herself in a nursing program. Her ultimate goal in life is to be a nurse, with the hope that she could provide the best life possible for her daughter. She had planned to save every penny for her baby in school after giving birth, so she wasn't taking maternity leave anytime soon to achieve that goal. Babies may be cute and cuddly, but they're also expensive too. Becoming a first-time mom in a few months, Courtney had lots of preparing to do. She had to get a nursery, a crib, baby clothes, diapers, not to mention the formula. She had a list of stuff she had to get along with how much it was going to cost. It could be overwhelming for someone for the first time, and she needed a miracle to get all of those ready in just a couple of months. Everybody in the restaurant knew Courtney to be a hardworking waitress. She never came in late once and always served her customers with a smile. Even with a growing belly, she wouldn't stop working. As a parent she needed to make sure she was financially ready to support her bundle of joy. New Jersey would be known for some unsavory characters. Unfortunately, even some men in uniform get some bad rap too. It's not really easy to say which are the good cops from the bad cops. So, when you get a policeman as a customer in the restaurant, you can't really honest one. Welcome to New Jersey's favorite neighborhood spot. The Lamp Post Diner and Bakery serves the most delicious breakfasts, baked goods, and lunch and dinner specials in New Jersey for years. New Jersey is home to a lot of family-owned diners. The Lamp Post Diner and Bakery is already known to be one of the best diners in the city because everything you love, like friendly service, fresh baked goods, and affordable prices, plus a clean dining room and high-quality food are served here. With only 2 more months to go before she delivers her first baby, the hormones would sometimes kick in while working at the diner. Courtney was lucky she didn't have much of the nausea and morning sickness anymore with all the food she was being surrounded with. The diner is the best place to come in with a hungry appetite. You can start your day off right with eggs, pancakes, and delicious muffins made from scratch just for you. They serve breakfast all day long, which is a delight to some patrons. But they can also indulge with specialty sandwiches, juicy burgers, and delicious pies. When you need a space for your corporate event, family gathering, or party, the Lamp Post has that too. Their amazing food comes with affordable prices. The Lamp Post Diner is also a good choice for entertaining clients or enjoying a fuss-free holiday, corporate gathering, dinner party, family reunion, or birthday. This makes it the best place for someone like Courtney to work in, since happy customers always give good tips. It would be a typical bad day for any waitress when somebody misses a shift. As the Lamp Post has 2 large banquet rooms that could serve 50 and 60 people or even larger when combined, servers and waitresses would end all worked up by the end of the night. There's a collection of anecdotes in the web from waiters and waitresses as to what would be the worst day of their restaurant experience. As for any diner staff, there are always good days and bad days. Waiters and waitresses recall the worst customers that would ruin their day. One retells the time at a country club where a 13-year-old boy snapped his fingers and said, "Clean it up like I was a slave," after he and his friend had thrown cupcakes with a ton of icing on during a food fight that I wasn't allowed to stop. It would probably be a contest of worst restaurant experiences. One waitress recalls her worst customer experience when she had a woman change her baby on the table in the middle of dinner rush. Her other 2 tables got up and left. Another recalls a man in a Santa suit at his table who pointed towards his crotch and said, "You can crawl under this table and be my ho ho ho." Courtney too has seen her share of the worst customers she could ever have. At the end of every service, the tip is the reward they all deserved for their satisfactory service. The appropriate amount to tip servers depends on your service. 15% is appropriate for average service, 20% if your server is above average. Customers should feel free to tip above 20% if they received excellent service. If a customer received poor service, it is better to talk to the manager than skip on the tip. One eventful Friday, Courtney went to work without realizing that it wasn't her shift. Since she needed the hours to save up for her baby, she worked that day anyway. In addition to seeing familiar faces during her Friday lunch shift, Courtney also waited on a new customer that day, a Voorhees County police officer. Courtney English was already 29 weeks pregnant and was still waitressing at the Lamppost Diner in New Jersey. She had no plans of slowing down that day. Despite the fact that being on your feet all day was already starting to be difficult for her huge belly, she wanted to save money for her daughter's arrival. Little did she knew that it was about to be the best day she'd ever have. One policeman came in the diner to have lunch. Her customer in uniform was pleasant when she took his order and even after taking it to him. After eating his meal, he then requested his check, which came to $8.75. Courtney continued waiting on her other customers while the officer paid at the register. It took a short while before she finally laid eyes on the check. She was speechless by what she saw. Instead of leaving an 15% average tip of the $8.75, which ought to have totaled around $10, the officer went up and beyond. He left the pregnant waitress a tip way more than that. Courtney couldn't believe that she saw. She had to tell her dad the good news right away. "I didn't know until after he left. And when I found out I was hysterical," Courtney exclaims. She regret not having thanked him personally, but she hoped she could find a way. She remembers telling her dad excitedly while she was reading the short message on the check. From what it seems, the anonymous policeman was also a father too. That would explain how he was aware of just how expensive babies are, yet worth every penny. Although he didn't know Courtney personally, he saw that Courtney was someone who could use the help. It didn't stop him from tipping her big in the hope of helping out a new parent who was obviously working hard. Her father, Brian Cadigan, posted the heartwarming story on Facebook as he was also blown away by the officer's generosity. As of the time he posted, it gained more than 3,000 shares, pointing out how they are human and do many good things every day that most people will never know about. The policeman left Courtney a $100 tip as seen on her dad's Facebook post. It went viral, amassing more than 9,000 reactions and 3,000 shares. Brian goes on to say this about the police: "They are people, they have feelings, and they have jobs to do. Sometimes they may not like what they have to do, but they do it without question. Most of the good stuff they do you will never hear about. They don't do it for glory or recognition, they do it because they are good people."